Hello, OWL team parents. This is Mr. Hutchinson here to start off our weekly video. First things first, we would like to thank all of the parents who managed to come in on our Monday Honors Parliament. We had a lot of fun getting together and being slightly silly with the students, honoring some students who've done wonderful things, and then having a fun little bingo game. We will do that again towards the end of the year with another big Parliament activity that will bring us together in community, get a chance to honor some students, but also to have a lot of fun as a community. So look forward to that. It's better than bingo, I promise. So whilst I'm sitting here, Mr. Hagedorn is in a meeting, unfortunately, so you can see that Spiral 10 was due today. And they're continuing to do, we believe, we were just talking fractions, but they will be doing math things next week. And if you have questions about math, make sure you send an email to Mr. Hagedorn and he will happily talk to you about what they are doing in math class. In social studies class, we have one more week of our unit on politics. So we are continuing to focus on historical, political laws, types of government things. We were talking about Hammurabi's Code the last couple days. We started talking about pharaohs and Egyptian gods and Egyptian government, excuse me. I was saying it, I was like, that's not right. And then next week, we're going to start talking a little bit about India. We're going to talk a little bit about China. We're going to talk about the Magna Carta and finish off our unit on Friday of next week. Then we get into economics. So that's social studies. If you have questions, let us know. If not, here comes Miss Simonson and some language arts.
All right. Hey. Simonson is in the house. So we are in Flush and things are getting deep in that novel. Students will have a checkpoint on chapter 4 and 5 on Monday. They need to read these chapters ahead of time. They will be allowed to use their book, but as I told them today, they won't be able to read the chapters in class and then do the assessment. So they have to be read ahead of time and then they can use the book to double check their answers. They also have a mid-unit next week on chapter 8. I'm looking at, it might be Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on how far we get with our lesson. And then basically they have about 2 chapters per night with this book. And then they have their homework questions to do as well. So have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
All right, OWL families. This week in science, we started off talking about a famous scientist called Alfred Wegener. He was a German scientist who realized that the Earth was formerly one supercontinent called Pangaea, and he was mocked in the science community. So we investigated the fossil records that he found and analyzed if we believed it or not. And then we talked about how Harry Hess and the C4 spreading kind of proved Wegener was right all along, and the science community had to honor him. And then we moved into learning deeper about plate tectonics. We started with the Oreos. Thank you for the donations, by the way. It's a pretty sweet lesson. And then we went into trying to figure out what plate tectonics were on an illustration and trying to identify that. And let me tell you, that was a struggle for a lot of students because they had to actually apply stuff from their notes and make an educated guess what a landform could be there just based on the clues of the picture. It was hard. And some of our grades went up a little, some of our grades went down a little bit. But you know what? It's okay because we're learning. Okay. The first step in learning is trying. Okay. You can't just give up when things get hard. So when you're at home, if you could reinforce the idea of giving it your best shot, that'd be fantastic. I'd appreciate that. So next week, we're going to go into plate tectonics a little bit deeper because we obviously needed some more practice with that. We're going to look at each of the boundaries, what they make, what they do to the crust, and how they affect things differently in different places. And then we're going to get near the end of the week where we're going to be focusing on one famous landform and what boundary it makes, where it's located in the world, and how it affects us. Looking forward to that. Any questions or concerns, please email any of us. I am ending this video. Usually I just hand it off to Mr. Hutchinson, and he understands. I know the button. I do this when I do my read-alouds. And the button is stop sharing. So people, have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully the rain doesn't wash us out.